What's up, guys? Welcome to the Caplo Advisory channel. My name is JP Capistran, and I am a licensed fiduciary. I'm always on here watching these how to make $1 million bucks, how to become rich overnight videos, and I thought I'd come on here and give some reactions to see if these videos are actually factual or if it's just a bunch of BS.
Make money in 2022, you only have a couple $100, maybe a couple $1,000. There's three avenues that you can make money, period. First is physical products, the second one is digital products, and the third one is services, right? So you have your physical products, that's going to be Kenzo, right? His ability to fulfill massive demand to Amazon. You have Iman's agency, right? He's a service. You have your digital products, which could be people's courses in here, whoever has a course in here, I don't know, or an NFT could be considered a digital product as well. I would say the lowest risk, highest return one would be services, right? Your ability to provide a service at a low cost, because what your effort is not in revenue, or your ability to put in cost, your effort is in sweat equity. So you have to put in manual hours, and your ROI is going to be based on your time. So if your time's not worth a lot right now, then I highly recommend you guys taking the services route. The highest ROI route for me, though, is the digital product route, because you obviously don't have inventory, you don't have shipping, chargebacks a little bit.
All right, so first of all, this guy said at the very beginning of the video, I don't know if you were paying attention, that if you have a couple of $1,000, these are three ways for you to become rich or to make $1 million bucks. First of all, there's not much you can do in this world with a couple of $1,000 to become rich. It's just not financially possible. But in response to his three suggestions, I would say the services route would probably be the best strategy for somebody with a couple of $1,000, because you are able to put in sweat equity. You are able to commit your time, which essentially is the most valuable thing that you have aside from the $3,000 that you have. I have a client that started off as a mobile detailer. He did have a few $1,000s, and then he borrowed some more money from his parents. He got a rig, he got the water hoses, the soaps, the towels, and all that good stuff, and he started detailing cars, and he did a phenomenal job with that. He started making a bunch of money after about 6 months' time, built his client base. The problem, though, was that he capped out, because he is the one washing the cars. He is the one contacting the clients. He is the one having to refuel the vehicles to transport and all that good stuff. So in order to scale, he's gonna have to find some more staff or more employees to help him work. So again, there are strategies that can be put in place when you have a couple of $1,000s, but none of them are gonna make you rich overnight. And 9 times out of 10, they're not gonna make you a millionaire.
My first million in properties, I was broke, I negative 34,000. I just put my head down and I said, you know what, I'd rather die than fail. And then I got my first deal, my second deal, my third deal. Next thing you know, I'd done 13 deals, and I didn't even know I was a millionaire until I went to the bank and was like, how do you not know that's stupid? Because I would do closings and the money would be wired to my account, and I didn't have sort of online access back then. And so it wasn't until I showed up in the bank. And the biggest lesson I learned about everything you did and go make another one. And I acted broke again on my second million. I think that was the key to my success. And I took that $1 million and I put it aside, because if I went broke again, I'd start off as a millionaire. And that was my secret of taking away the fear. And when you take away the fear, you become fearless. I made my first million in
Man, first of all, the guy said that he was negative $34,000, that he was $34,000 in debt, and then he closed 1 deal, 2 deals, 3 deals, and became a millionaire. Like, I don't know if I should believe this guy or not. What I can tell you is that when you do fail and you do get knocked down, it is not that easy to get back up, and more than likely you're gonna need some help. You're gonna need some help from family, from friends, from some sort of support system to get you back into the right mental capacity in order to get that drive and that ambition. And that's why anything that you do in life, you should have motivation and compassion for what you do, because that's that backup generator when life knocks you down on your ass. It's gonna get you back up. It's gonna have you work harder, work smarter, and learn from your mistakes. However, I don't know how this dude was negative $34,000 in debt and then he just started making some moves and became a millionaire. It just didn't make a lot of sense to me.
People say money's not important. I'm like, okay, well, you didn't grow up poor. Because if you grow up poor, you know money's important.
Right. In the book, you talk about we should all be millionaires, and you have an action plan. The reality is we should all be, but we're not going to all be. But that doesn't mean you can't build wealth. You can't build some money. Put some money and be like Robert and pay cash for a house. That's correct. So you say first have $1 million vision.
Yes.
What does that mean?
This is where I start with all of my clients, and it's where I started myself, where I just said, okay, what do I actually want? Okay. Right? And I started thinking about it. Well, I just want to be able to take care of my mom. I want to be able to save a certain amount every month. I want to be able to put my kids in extracurricular activities.
Okay.
I want a nicer house with more
That's
space.
a long list.
Yes, it's a long list. And you make your long list.
Okay.
And don't judge it. Just make the list.
Make a list.
I think when people
This was good. This was genuine. This lady, I don't know if she's an advisor or a financial coach, but she really set the tone on how to create a financial path and then be able to embark on that. And you do have to look yourself in the mirror and make some changes. You have to become disciplined. You have to have a vision. You have to have ambition on wanting to achieve whatever those goals are on that list that she's discussing. Everybody should have a list. Everybody should sit down and write down their wants, their needs, and their goals, and then manifest it and put in the work and the effort and the time to achieve that. So I like this video. I think it's genuine. I think it's real. Everybody does have the ability to become a millionaire. It's not going to happen overnight. It's not easy, but with the right vision, the right time, the amount of hard work that you put into it, I do believe that everybody can achieve a millionaire status at some point in their lifetime. Check out this dude. I've definitely seen this guy.
That majorly complicates your business when you're this early on. Now you might be thinking, wait, shouldn't I have diversity of how you acquire customers? I thought you said that was a good idea. It is, but you're so small, it doesn't matter yet because you're not looking at a potential acquirer who's going to try and look to decrease risk. For you, you just need to get better at doing the one thing that you do well because you're really probably not that good yet. And as terrible as that may sound, it's probably real, all right? And so the fastest way to get to the million is to build it right from the get-go and not overcomplicate your business, which means you pick one avatar, one product, and one channel that you focus on until you get there. So now we go back to our tactics of building our first $1 million. Well,
this couldn't be more true. You cannot throw a net out and try to capture every single type of audience or every single type of client and just try to touch every demographic whenever you're doing, whether you're providing a service or a product. You should focus on what works. If you can master that and become a master of your craft and find that niche market, that niche opportunity, and just zone in on that, hyper focus on that market, then you have a more likely you have an opportunity to achieve that millionaire status if you do that, rather than trying to just grab everything that comes into your way or into what am I trying to say, that comes along your way. It's just not going to work. You have to hyper focus on that one niche market, and that will get you there faster. All right, let's go to the next one. I feel like I've seen these people, but just not these particular videos, so these are really good. All right, 6 steps towards your first $1 million from Lionel's personal growth. All right, well, if you want to be a millionaire, you just genuinely have to follow these 6 steps from Lionel's playbook. And I'm not being facetious or sarcastic about that. Those are literally the 6 steps you need to follow to build a better financial well-being. What he doesn't talk about is the lack of financial literacy and the discipline that it takes to achieve each one of those steps. Anybody can say, I want to be a millionaire or a billionaire, but until you actually sit down and start evaluating how your income's coming in, how much you're spending, what are your goals, what are your ambitions, what are the things that you have to accomplish in life before you can actually start saving, factor in your lifestyle, factor in your family or your household. I mean, there's a lot of variables involved. Instead of just following those 6 steps and achieving a millionaire status, you do have to be considerate to all the variables and all the other things that come along as life slaps you in the face and knocks you down on this wonderful thing that we call life. But with all that being said, those are the 6 steps to achieve a millionaire status. All right, let's go back to the next one. Invest young. Oh, your rich BFF. Your rich BFF, I'm going to be on your podcast, my team said. So I'm looking forward to meeting you one day, hopefully in the future. I really like your stuff. Let's see what this video is about.
We're 18 to 22 college age, and you want to be the first rich, and I mean really rich person in your family, you have to do these 3 things right now. I'm Vivian, your rich BFF, and your favorite Wall Street girl who's going to teach you how to be good with money. 1, earn income. Mow salons, babysit, tutor, it doesn't matter. The goal is to have extra money coming in, and I know you're rolling your eyes, but just stick with me here. Step 2, this is where I myself. I wanted to fit in, so I spent a bunch of money I earned on stuff I didn't need, like this for a vest. Your money is better spent on experiences and memories than stuff you'll throw away. Instead, you're going to start investing. I didn't start doing this till 23, but you're better than me. The money that you make that you don't need for necessities, funnel as much of it as possible into investments. In particular, if you want to set and forget it, open up a Roth IRA, contribute up to $541 a month, and buy a 2070 target date retirement fund. If you started at 18 and stayed on this path, you'd retire with over $3 million. Best part, if you invested more as your career grew, you'd be able to retire earlier with more money.
Man, she said it best. First and foremost, you have to have a side hustle. I was meeting with a client earlier today, and I helped him understand that you're not able to achieve any kind of financial goal from a 9-to-5 income. It's just not going to work. You need to have an income stream for lifestyle. You need to have an income stream to elevate your net worth. So you have to do a lot of different things. You don't just have that one job, getting that one paycheck, and expect to become rich. It's just not going to happen. Young kids buying dumb stuff, it's just a part of getting money, especially if you didn't come from it, and being independent and wanting to just work hard and then spend that money and live off the fruits of your labor, right? But the challenge is making sure that you apply those dollars to something that's going to grow and be beneficial in the long term versus something that's just going to make you feel good in that particular moment. I know when I was young, I spent a lot of money on going out. I mean, I was always going out, and I was entertaining, and I was spending money on friends and girls and everything that was in my way to have a good time. And I really wish I would have applied that money, more of that money, to investments, because I would be 2 or 3 times as wealthier as I am today. And investing, compound interest, especially with how she's speaking on compound interest, is so important, so essential. It's really easy to save and become a millionaire in a 20-year span if you just dedicate X amount of dollars on a monthly basis and allow a target fund or the S&P 500 to do the work. History repeats itself. Look it up, do the history, do the math. You will see that money compound over time, and you will have $1 million, if not more, in a short period of time, 10, 15, 20 years. All right. Oh, this one's gonna be good. Let's see.
Make $1 million a year, for real, you gotta first focus on how much you got right now. How much money do you have to your name? What's the most that you ever made? People always try to shoot for $1 million. I understand you need to break your ceiling first before you start thinking about $1 million. Like, it's a great goal to have. You should always shoot for the stars. But I also like to tell people, like, look nearsighted. There's things right in front of you that you gotta fix first before you can start focusing on $1 million. Focus on skill sets and then the ability to learn. Be able to sit down, learn something, take notes. That's gonna be able to help you a lot more than just anything else that you're thinking of right now. I'm telling you, it's a secret.
Yeah, I like this. Well, people always say, I want to be a millionaire. Why don't you try to be a 10,000-aire first, right? Try to save $10,000 before you try to become a millionaire. And then after 10,000, try to reach 100,000 and 500. I mean, there's levels to this stuff. You don't just have $1,000 in your bank account and then a year later you're going to have $1 million, unless you win the lottery or you're doing something that's probably not legitimate. So it's just not going to happen. So set goals, like realistic goals for yourself, and follow those. And along the way, as he was saying, you want to have mentors and good people around you, people that have $1 million or have success or have true wealth, and learn from their learn from their operations on a daily basis and on their lifestyle and the things that they do. The older people have wisdom and experience, and it's always good to surround yourself with individuals like that, because you can learn from their mistakes and hopefully not make the same ones that they did and achieve that level of success that you're looking for a lot sooner. So I think that's great. That was a really good video. I think it was going to turn out that way, to be honest with you. All right, we're on the last video here, the guide to your first million. So let's check that out.
Make sure that you pick the right business model. I don't think you're going to be able to do it with an ice cream stand. I would choose a business model that's strong, that can make big money in big chunks, and I would stick to it. If you put your energy into something consistently and that thing has a explosive factor to it, you'll do just fine. There's a million ways to do that. So pick the right business model and stick to it. How to make your first.
I don't completely agree with this, dude. I do agree with you having to pick your best business model, but I don't agree that you can't make $1 million off of ice cream or tacos or candy. I see it all the time, especially with food. I mean, there's things that people want, and if you could put your energy into something where there's a huge demand for it, I think your ability to make $1 million is actually a lot simpler than you think. My wife owns dog daycare and boarding facilities and dog grooming salons, and those are things that are in high demand. There's a lot of individuals that treat their dogs as their children. They're part of their family, part of their household, and it's a $1 million business. It makes money because people need somebody to look after their dogs, to care for their dogs, to groom and to bathe their dogs. So I don't agree with the fact that you can't make big money on simple ideas, but I do agree with the fact that you need to stick to one. You need to put 110% effort into it, blood, sweat, and tears, and then you will be able to achieve that millionaire status. So it looks like that's all the videos for today. This was actually really fun. It's my first go at evaluating these TikTok and these YouTube videos. We will definitely do this again. Again, if you want to speak to our team or sit down with me and discuss your individual goals and your financial dreams, then give us a follow at Caplo Advisory. You can find us on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook. And until next time, we will talk to you soon.